Neno hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. The image you are seeing on your screen there has caused total meltdown at State House. While President William Ruto thought he had the opposition contained after the death of Raila Amolo Odinga, former President Uhuru Kenyatta just pulled a masterstroke in Nigeria that nobody actually saw coming. In this video, I want to reveal to you guys the secret mission which took the former President Uhuru Kenyatta and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to Nigeria. Because for those who've been following this channel for a very long time, I have always maintained that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence, and that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Let me ask you, why do you think Uhuru and Kalonzo went to Nigeria? Do you believe what they are telling us, that it was about this particular meeting?
Especially with young people. We were also young people at one stage. Is always feeling that I can't, the impossibility of being able to achieve great things. Believing and trusting that God put you on this earth for a reason. Irregardless of where you started, irregardless of where you were born, irregardless of whether you had a parent or not, God gave you as an individual and put you on this earth to achieve something.
The forest caught fire, and all the big animals were watching fire, big fire, burning down this African dense forest. And so I must conclude what the little hummingbird did was very little hummingbird. Go to the nearest stream, put some water on the wings, and tries to go out there to put off this forest fire.
For us to understand the mission in Nigeria, allow me to take you to Uhuru Kenyatta's official Facebook page, Uhuru Kenyatta's official Twitter handle. Because I've gone through Kalonzo, he has not posted anything about this meeting, which means his communication team should be fired today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Uhuru Kenyatta posted on 31st. This is what Uhuru Kenyatta posted on 31st. His Excellency President retired Uhuru Kenyatta has arrived in Lagos, Nigeria, ahead of future African Leaders Awards ceremony, an initiative that identifies, celebrates, and supports young Africans who have demonstrated exceptional leadership by positively impacting their generation through education, youth empowerment, and mentorship. Kenyatta is scheduled, listen to that, Kenyatta is scheduled to deliver the keynote address at the event and announce the winner of the prestigious Star Prize, the event's highest recognition. He was accompanied by former Vice President, which means Kalonzo Musyoka just accompanied Uhuru Kenyatta. And that's where the real deal is. And I've gone through Uhuru Kenyatta's post, and I'm wondering why the former president had to go there accompanied by a former vice president. I've gone through this post here. Let me just read for you the latest post Uhuru Kenyatta made on this. Former President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Vice President Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka held an interactive session with winners and alumni of the future African Leaders Awards at Omnia Towers in Lagos, Nigeria, where the two leaders encouraged young Africans to embrace purpose, resilience, and faith in their leadership journey. So this is an African Leadership Award. But the key guests are two leaders from Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth of the matter is that Uhuru Kenyatta was invited to this event. Then Uhuru Kenyatta invited or tagged along Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And they went there for a mission. In this video, I want to reveal to you guys that mission. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And with the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to go straight to the points. But before we go to the points, the presence of Uhuru Kenyatta and Kalonzo Musyoka together in Nigeria for 3 good days is going to have serious political implication on 2 people. Number one, on Rigathi Gachagua. We all know that Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi Gachagua are not really in one political side. But now, Rigathi is going to be worried about Uhuru Kenyatta and Kalonzo Musyoka because Rigathi has really invested, politically speaking, on Kalonzo Musyoka's bid. But Uhuru Kenyatta is now coming and taking over. The second person is Fred Matiang'i. And the question then is, will Matiang'i accept to be Kalonzo Musyoka's running mate in 2027? But let us focus on the objective which this gentleman wanted to achieve in Nigeria. Number one, Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to send a coded message to his supporters. And he has done that. By appearing alongside Kalonzo, Uhuru Kenyatta is telling his supporters that this is the direction I'm going to take. I don't know how his supporters are going to take that because I know Jubilee Party has already declared their presidential candidate who is Fred Matiang'i. And the person who was going to fund, the person who was going to campaign and actually lead Matiang'i's campaign would have been none other than Uhuru Kenyatta. So I think Uhuru is sending a coded message to his supporters that we are going to join Kalonzo or Kalonzo is going to join us. So that's number one. Number two, and this could be the main objective. We all know that Olusegun Obasanjo was Raila Odinga's best friend. He believed in Raila Odinga. When Jaramogi passed on, Obasanjo was here. When Fidel passed on, Obasanjo was here. When Raila Odinga passed on, Obasanjo was here. The truth of the matter is that Obasanjo has a lot of respect among the Odinga family. ODM brigades respect Obasanjo. In fact, Obasanjo and Shangirai are considered to be one of the best friends Raila Odinga had in the African continent. So for me, the mission to Nigeria was to achieve 2 things with Obasanjo. Number one is to ask Obasanjo to support Kalonzo Musyoka. Because remember, Kalonzo Musyoka was Raila Odinga's running mate in the last election. And because of that, with Obasanjo at some point. So as far as that is concerned, maybe he wanted Obasanjo to support Kalonzo. The second mission, which I think was the main one, is to try and use Obasanjo to influence the Odinga family to support Kalonzo Musyoka. In the Odinga family, as we speak today, Oburu Odinga is the party leader. He replaced Raila Odinga. That's very important. It means he has a lot of say. Can Obasanjo persuade Oburu Odinga to dump broad-based government? And of course, the other person is Ida Odinga. I know there are several meetings Ida Odinga attended with Obasanjo and Raila Odinga. I'm 100% sure that Mama Ida Odinga on many occasions served Obasanjo food. And even in Nigeria, Obasanjo hosted them on many occasions. Can Uhuru successfully use Obasanjo to persuade Mama Ida and Winnie to support Kalonzo? Because we know that as things stand today, Mama Ida Odinga is not fully behind broad-based government. When Kalonzo visited Bondo after the burial of Raila Odinga, you remember how Mama Ida Odinga referred to him as a true friend of Raila Odinga. Can Uhuru persuade? Can Uhuru Kenyatta successfully use Obasanjo to persuade the Odingas to support Kalonzo? That was one of the mission. Number 3 is about international networks. I've always opined on this platform that it's normally very difficult to win the presidency without serious international networks. Raila Odinga had the best international networks, but William Ruto still defeated him. And I know most of you are wondering how Ruto defeated Raila Odinga despite the vast international networks Raila Odinga had. The truth is, William Ruto's candidature had a bit of advantage over Raila at the international front. The American government and the British government never really embraced Raila Odinga. So they stopped him and they easily embraced William Ruto. And that's why most people believe that currently the US government has dumped William Ruto. So for me, Uhuru is trying to introduce Kalonzo to his international networks because those events took place not the whole day, 2 hours. What do you think these guys have been doing the past 3 days? Meeting person A, meeting person B. And normally these meetings are normally done outside because it's not very easy to even follow unless the intelligence is involved. We will know one day what really transpired. Number 4, Uhuru wanted to gauge the reaction of Kenyans. That how would Kenyans react if I'm seen with Kalonzo? I'm 100% sure that already he has that feedback. Whether Kenyans have agreed with him or Kenyans are doubtful about Kalonzo Musyoka. And importantly, Uhuru is trying to address one of the main challenges Kalonzo Musyoka is facing. The challenge of resources. Nigeria has some of the biggest billionaires in the continent. Uhuru is a billionaire. So which means they belong to some billionaire clubs. So Uhuru took him there to introduce him to person A, person B. There are people you will meet and then they can easily just give you even $500 million. It's like meeting someone and giving 1,000. There are people like that in Nigeria. Maybe it's introducing him to the correct contacts. Someone once told me that what most people do not know is that Raila Odinga had serious contacts in Nigeria. And most of those contacts were the people who used to fund his campaigns. And that's why even after campaigning on 3 occasions, Raila Odinga still was liquid. Because you see, the fact is, if you were to try to run for a governor or MCA today and you fail, just check history of Kenya. Those who contested before but failed to secure, whether they are still strong financially. Most of them are barely surviving. So Uhuru took Kalonzo to Nigeria to connect him to individuals who can actually help fund his campaigns. I'm sure they met and Kalonzo was put to task on how those guys will be able to benefit should he win. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.